Hello everyone, and welcome to what I would consider my most significant Black Ops 3 beta video so far. I think this is truly insane what I'm about to talk about. I'm almost shaking with excitement and anticipation and a bunch of other things, maybe Parkinson's, but hopefully not. This is honestly crazy. I don't know where to start. The Black Hat tactical equipment has returned from Black Ops 2. It's even more powerful now than it was back then, and when paired with the Engineer perk, you have a superpower. I've been planning this video since the instant I saw the Black Hat existed, and it's just been getting better and better every game that I play. I want to say everything all at once, but let's just start with the Engineer perk by itself. Once I started using this perk, I couldn't bring myself to go back. I will hesitate to call it OP or a crutch perk. I hate it when people blow the OP whistle on just about everything, but it is a very strong perk. I will admit, in the perk 3 slot, you will find both awareness and dead silence, so in a competitive format, or even if I'm just playing search and destroy or something, I may go for those perks instead, but in regular public matches, I need my Engineer. It is amazing. It doesn't just highlight the regular pieces of equipment like the trip mine or something, it highlights all score streaks in a bright and easy to see, shaded in red outline, and on top of that, it actually puts them on your minimap, which is new, so it's super easy for me to see when something like a UAV is called in, even if I'm not staring up at the sky, because you will very often miss that enemy UAV inbound message, and you're rarely scanning the sky for them, but I can glance over at my minimap and see what enemy streaks are active, and I love that. Engineer also makes it very easy to play around stuff like the HCXD and the R.A.P.S. You can just completely avoid them. Do Hellstorm missiles show up if you're not using Engineer? I don't even know because it's been so long since I've been without this perk. It helps you avoid everything. Look at this. It's insanely easy to avoid these things. I can just run away when they get close by checking the minimap. It's not even challenging. So Engineer is a really good perk in my opinion, but it's when you pair it with the Black Hat that it is truly insane. The Black Hat has been nerfed and buffed since its appearance in Black Ops 2. The first nerf is that it does take longer to hack score streaks. It used to be much faster in my memory, and I've gone back and looked at some gameplay and it lines up. Hacking now takes longer, and I will add it also takes more skill to hack some score streaks that move around a lot, because when you try to hack something, a little orange hexagon shows up, and you have a little bit of room to mess up, but you basically have to keep the tiny little dot of your Black Hat crosshair right inside that orange hexagon, otherwise the hack will pause until you line it up again, and if you completely look away, it will keep your hack progress for a few seconds before it goes away. Now this doesn't make it very hard to hack UAVs because they move slowly and in a predictable manner, but I'll show some examples soon and you'll know what I mean. The last nerf is that you can't hack things through walls. Kind of. What I mean by that is, in Black Ops 2, as long as you lined it up correctly, you could hack something through a wall. Here I am in a very old video of mine taking a care package that is on the roof. Don't look up this video. Please don't. Back in Black Ops 3, I was really afraid of this power before I unlocked the Black Hat, because I was thinking, if you can still hack stuff through walls, the Engineer perk is going to be so overpowered, because you can just sit in a building and hack a helicopter in complete safety, instead of standing out in the open, being vulnerable to the helicopter and any people running around. To be clear, in Black Ops 2, the Engineer perk only allowed you to see ground equipment through walls like the C4 and the trophy system and the bouncing Betty, and even turrets like the sentry gun and Guardian, I believe, but not aerial kill streaks, I'm pretty sure. Thankfully, in Black Ops 3, you cannot start a hack through a wall. If I try to hack a UAV through this roof, it just won't work, and unfortunately this means that you can't even hack basic equipment like trip mines through walls at any distance, which really sucks. That was one big feature of the Black Hat, the fact that you could hack a bouncing Betty from pretty much anywhere, then push into that room and kill whatever camper was in there. Now that's really hard to do, because if someone places their trip mine well, it might be impossible to hack it without triggering it first. I will mention, if you get a line of sight on equipment like a trip mine, it is still an instant hack like back in Black Ops 2. So rolling back a bit, I said you cannot start a hack through walls, but you can continue a hack through walls. All you have to do is have a line of sight on the score streak you want to hack, get that orange tracking hexagon to show up, and then you don't have to keep the line of sight. You can move behind a tree, behind a wall, into a building. It doesn't matter how much stuff you put between you and that orange hexagon after you get it to show up. This is very useful. With that info, you can take cover behind something or in something when hacking a score streak, especially if it's one that can shoot back. Now, I've listed a lot of nerfs here, as well as a couple buffs, but thus far, I don't think I've made this thing sound very good. So far, it sounds like just a different Black Hat than the one in Black Ops 2. It's slower, it doesn't hack equipment through walls, it's harder to track moving targets. Well, there's one huge buff this thing got. Back in Black Ops 2, you could hack equipment and make it yours. It would act as if you had deployed it, and it's the same in Black Ops 3. But that only applied to the shock charge, the claymore, the C4, the bouncing Betty, and the trophy system, and you could also steal enemy care packages. But everything else you could hack in Black Ops 2, like the Guardians and the sentry guns and the UAVs and the stealth choppers and dragonfires and VTOL warships, you could only ever destroy those things. Well, no longer. You can now steal enemy score streaks as well and make them your own. You've been seeing it this whole time. I've been hacking UAVs and making them belong to my team. Even just that, hacking UAVs, is very valuable. Think of it as you're getting 425 points for every hack. That's crazy. A little fact I'll throw in there, you may sometimes rarely see a UAV blow up after you hack it. That just means that it was already in the process of flying away after you hacked it. Hacking doesn't reset the time of the UAV, it just takes control of it wherever it is. So if it's already done, it'll just blow up when you hack it. But otherwise, when you hack it, it will become yours and give you UAV assist points and everything. So now you're probably wondering, what are the limitations of this? What can you hack? What about care packages? And you can still take enemy and friendly and your own care packages with the Black Hat from a distance, but this isn't as crazy as Black Ops 2 because you do need a line of sight to do it. If you can though, it is very fun to take the streak and booby trap a crate from a distance and then watch the person blow up. Best thing to do in this game. But let's keep going. What about player controlled stuff? This is where I was quite surprised. Now it's pretty hard to hack an HCXD without dying, but I managed it here. He dashed across that hallway and allowed me to get the hexagon lock so I could hack it. And I was thinking, surely this will just destroy it. But nope, I actually kick him out of the thing, take control myself, and use it to kill one of his teammates. This is absolutely hilarious to me, but that's still not really overpowered. What are the limitations? What can you hack? And the answer is the reason I am blown away by this thing, because it appears to be everything. You can hack some pretty weird stuff. Here's some footage of hacking a Hellstorm missile. A weird thing happens. Even if you finish the hack after the enemy has deployed all tiny missiles, it seems to fire off a second volley of missiles that are on your side after you hack it. So that's pretty fun to do. I've hacked some pretty high tier stuff, and while I haven't had the opportunity to hack everything, I'm seeing a pattern here. Now, it is very hard to hack stuff like, number one, the GI unit. I already made a video on how I think this is a pretty good streak, and I showed off some gameplay. I have since earned it again, and it did even more work the second time. But I heard someone call it in this game, and I was like, holy crap, this is a rare opportunity. And I was trying to hack it as best as I could, and it was very, very tough. I couldn't seem to track that little hexagon at such close range. I bet if I was playing PC, mind you, I probably could, but on console, I couldn't manage it. It was getting killed constantly. I will note this is a pretty bad map for doing it too, because people are everywhere, but it was very hard. I'm quite confident though that if I broke through that firewall and got the hack off, that it would have become mine. I would honestly be very surprised if it just exploded. Another example of something that's hard to hack is the Talon drone. I tried unsuccessfully a couple times to hack one of these and it just wasn't working until I eventually did get it, and sure enough, it did become mine. I wasn't able to take control of it like you usually are, but it seemed to be working just fine in AI mode. It unfortunately never got a kill, but it clearly became mine. It was shooting at people, it didn't blow up. Now, ladies and gentlemen, here is the icing on the cake, and this is what my excitement has been building up to. The most valuable streak I've been able to hack so far is the R.A.P.S delivery ship. That's right, it's very easy to hack, it doesn't shoot back, and it actually becomes yours. It only takes 2 hacks, and you see here I hack it just in time so that one of the spike balls actually belongs to me, and it destroys 2 of the other enemy spike balls, leaving him, the guy who earned the streak for 1,275 points, with only 1. I mean, he probably got a care package, but still. Meanwhile, as I talked about in the last video on the channel, the delivery ship is still gonna fly over and drop 4 more that only belong to me, and they proceed to destroy everyone. This is where I'm about to drop the good old OP hammer, because here's the thing, I haven't had the opportunity to hack stuff like the Wraith stealth chopper or the power core or the Mothership, but I'd put money on the fact that they actually all become yours. I really hope that the Mothership takes 3 or even 4 uses, because you shouldn't be able to hack the best thing in the game in one life. Like, really, it would be a massive target too, so it would be very easy to get that orange hexagon to pop up. Then you could just duck into a building and finish the hack, do that 2 times, and you've now stolen the best thing in the game. That obviously shouldn't exist. Now, the reason I think it would take 2 uses to hack the Mothership, even though I haven't been able to try, is because of the Black Hat in-game description, which says powerful score streaks require 1 use to breach the firewall and 1 more to hack. And I know that in Black Ops 2, even when you couldn't take control of anything, hacking high-value score streaks made the flares activate, so it would sometimes take 3 hacks, which is good. It should be that way. If it's only 2 and you take control, we've got a problem on our hands. Now, before I sound too negative, I totally get this is a beta and they're looking for feedback. Very awesome of them to do that. So I won't just sit here and complain about it and laugh about how OP I think it is. I will offer some ways I think this should be revised, as everyone should if they have a problem. First off, I like the fact that you can hack stuff through walls. In fact, I think you should be able to hack equipment through walls once again. It just made sense to me that you could do that. And I also don't want it to just be any slower. I think a flat speed decrease, while I'm sure it would be an easy change to implement, isn't really the best thing to do. It's already pretty lethargic. What I think should be done is just some extra protection for the high streaks. The Mothership should take 3 to 4 uses if it isn't already that way. Something like the Wraith should probably take 3. The GI unit is honestly okay, I think, where it is, because it is very tough to do. Stuff on the ground is a lot harder to hack, and definitely the R.A.P.S delivery should be 3 to 4 since it can't even shoot back. Or maybe instead, you shouldn't be able to hack the dropship at all. You can just destroy it, just like how you can destroy a care package ship with the Black Hat. It's not like the care package becomes yours when you do that. So that could be a thing, and instead you can just hack the spike balls when they're already on the ground, so that you can take 1 or 2, but not all of them. And it would also be more of a challenge to hack it on the ground without dying. I don't actually know if you can hack them on the ground or not, because I've never been able to try, but you probably can. So I think that's what needs to happen. We just need to protect some of the better streaks. I bet some people will argue that it isn't really OP at all, I'm just exaggerating, and I guess in some ways it isn't, OP in the way that makes your KD really high and makes you win all your gunfights. In fact, I think the weapon balance in this game is great so far, bravo. But the fact is, the way the game is right now, as soon as people discover this thing more and more, there will be no point in actually running one of the top streaks, because if one person on the enemy team has a couple of black hats, and I will be that guy, I will be that asshole, well, all your work earning that streak now belongs to that guy, and that's not cool. The Black Hat makes too many of these score streaks pointless to run, and I really like how powerful the streaks are in this game. They're very rewarding to earn and they're very fun to use, but the Black Hat kind of stands in the way of that. For now, I'm having a lot of fun using them. It seems like I'm the only one on the battlefield to have them for some reason, but when these go more mainstream, I think we'll all want it patched or changed. So hopefully I've communicated my idea thoroughly, and you know what, for now, enjoy the Black Hat Engineer combo while you can, but I figure there will be a decent amount of community feedback about these things. I will wind things down though. Thank you for watching. I look forward to reading the comments. I think out of all the Black Ops 3 videos I've made so far, I'm most proud of this one. I haven't seen much talk about this yet, and I'm surprised. But that's all. I will catch you next time.